isn't even a good theory.
Oh boy. Professional scientists know it's a good theory.
If you're gonna think about rationality and what we are,
Lazarus, are you a professional scientist?
are you a professional scientist?
No, but
Then
I'm
shut
not.
up
I'm
and
not the
ask
one
me if I am
arguing. I'm
one.
not the one arguing
You're the one
against it.
fucking bringing up the topic in
You
the
may as
first
well
place,
say
dumbass.
antibiotics don't work. So
All right,
I'm
so let's
wondering.
talk about
I'm
evolution.
wondering what you're like.
Oh,
Where do you get
yeah,
the audacity for
yeah,
this?
looking right in the mirror, aren't you, buddy? You're
Yeah,
fucking
that's great.
dumb,
Ad
dude.
hominem
You're
attacks.
like, hey,
That's fine.
I'm not a
I get
scientist,
it.
but hey,
You're very
are you a
angry. You have a
scientist?
very strong opinion.
Are
I'm
you
asking you to back
qualified
it
for my
up. You
argument?
can't. Now you're
Because are
lashing
you
out at
not a
me.
scientist? Well, you're not a fucking scientist, you dummy.
So tell me why it's a bad
You don't even
theory.
want to debate me on any of this shit because you already lost.
No, I haven't lost.
You
You
did lose.
haven't gained
You
anything
personally
because
attacked
you
me.
don't know anything.
Personal attacks are lost.
That's
Think
great.
I
You
have a
called
small
me a
dick.
fucking idiot first right away, so
Well, you are
you
an
know
idiot because
you reap what you sow, Lazarus.
you're sitting here asking me if I'm a scientist to answer your question when you're not a scientist either, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, but I'm not the one
You're
staking a
hilarious.
Lazarus. I'm not the one staking a contrary opinion. You are.
Dude, you're the one bringing up the opinion in the first place, and I'm literally trying to talk to you about
Okay,
it.
dude, just tell me why
Hey,
you
that
don't
was
like the
actually not
theory.
bad. What do you mean?
Tell
Which
me
theory?
why you
Big
don't
Bang?
think it's a good theory.
I just think if you're gonna use your rational brain to think about like all of what is allegedly going on, I think it's a really just stupid idea to think like,
That was
boom, something
vague and
came
full
from
of
nothing. Hold on,
nothingness. You just said
boom.
some like random
Hold on.
words. Why do you not think
Well,
it's a good theory?
you're not letting me speak, Mr. Scientist. Oh, I forgot you
Because
want
you're
one.
bloviating about nothing. So I'm
Never
holding you
heard that word
accountable
before.
to what you came up here to
Bloviating.
say. So
I'm
why do
gonna
you
have to
think it's a
Google
bad
that.
theory?
It's a bad theory because all of what we have now cannot come from an explosion. That's why it's pretty fucking simple.
What explosion? What are you talking about?
The Big Bang was an
Oh,
explosion
you
of
think the
everything
Big
that
Bang
happened.
was an explosion? Okay,
Oh, I'm
it's
sure you're
not that.
rewriting reality of the history of what the Big Bang
I,
is. Okay, let's hear it.
I can
Let's hear
see
it, scientist.
why you would think
Let's
that's a
hear it,
bad idea
scientist.
because that is a dumb idea, but that's not the Big Bang.
Okay, what's the Big Bang?
It's the expansion of the universe.
Okay, the expansion from an explosion. It comes. It
No, it's not an
the
explosion. An explosion is a chemical reaction.
accord, according to who? Okay, no,
That's
it's
what
not.
explosions are.
An explosion is
When a material explodes, there are different kinds of
no,
explosions.
an
Some of them
explosion
are
does not
nuclear
necessarily
but
reaction.
most of them are chemical reactions.
No.
Because
The
when
Big
you,
Bang was definitely an energy
why are you
explosion.
talking? I'm
Because you're
explaining
dumb.
what an explosion is
I
because
don't
you
need
don't
you
know
to
what an
explain it.
explosion is because you think the
Yes, I
Big
do.
Bang was an explosion.
Actually, I do.
Explosions, virtually all explosions, involve the rapid creation of a gas from other types of matter. So, like trinitrotoluene, otherwise known as
In our
TNT,
physical
it creates
being
tons of
on
nitrogen
Earth, yeah,
gas.
that's what an
It's
explosion
literally
is.
just a chemical decomposition.
What is an explosion with no universe?
What?
Well, before the Big Bang happened, the universe wasn't here, right? So what is an explosion
Nobody
with no
knows
matter?
what
What is an
happened before the
explosion?
Big
Hold
Bang.
on a second, because you're all about definition. So what is?
But
How
you're
do you define?
bloviating
Time
again.
out. Time out.
We don't know what was before
How
the
do
Big
you?
Bang.
Well, you're stuck on fucking semantics. So let's go ahead and talk about
No, it's not
semantics.
semantics. It's literally
Yes, it
what
is
things
semantics.
are.
You're a
You
fucking
are
you're a
like
linguist.
0
I
for
forgot.
10 here with all of the points you've brought up.
I haven't brought anything up because you keep fucking trying to rabbit hole me with your bullshit
Every
semantics.
time you say something wrong, I correct it. The Big Bang was not an explosion.
So
Now you're trying to
evolution.
tell me
Talk
what
about
happened
evolution.
before the Big
Talk
Bang.
about
Nobody
evolution.
knows.
So what do you believe the first amoeba was? Like, what do you think we came from in evolution?
We're talking about the Big Bang here.
No, let's change topics because you're wanting to try to fucking put me into an argument that is impossible because it has no end of holes and webs. Like, let's just fucking talk about something
What does that
solid.
mean?
What is it means you're confusing people. And let's talk about
No,
evolution.
Lazarus,
What,
nobody's
let's
confused
fucking talk
except
about
you.
evolution, bro. God damn. What is evolution to you?
I'd rather just continue talking about the Big Bang for at least a little bit.
I don't fucking want to talk about the big. What is evolution? I'm leaving. You can't comprehend what I'm saying, so you're crying. You run from everything.
No,
These
I
people
can comprehend what you're
always do this
saying,
shit.
which
You
is
cannot.
why I've been able
You
to
cannot.
correct everything you've
What are you
said,
saying?
and
You want
now
to talk
I've
about
corrected
evolution
you
or
to the
not?
point
Fine,
where
you're
you
a little
realized
fucking
you
dick
don't
right
know what
there.
you're talking
Evolution.
about, which
Evolution
is
is
why you
true.
changed
Let's
the
talk about
subject,
it.
and you said, I don't want to talk about that anymore.
Oh, you're a pussy.
No, I'm not. You are.
You are a pussy.
No,
Evolution is true.
you're an
I'm your boy.
intellectual
Let's talk
lightweight and
about
you're
it.
the pussy. You
Let's
changed the
talk about
subject and
evolution,
ran
dummy.
away.
Let's talk about evolution, bro.
Okay, let's talk about evolution.
So what do you believe?
That evolution occurs.
What evolution?
What do you mean, what evolution? Every single
What
time.
did humanity come from? Let's stick with humanity. Let's not worry
Homo
about the animal
erectus.
kingdom. Homo erectus. What did we
Yep.
come from?
Homo erectus.
What does that mean? Are you saying we came from another human species?
Yeah, there have been multiple species of human. They're all extinct except us now. L's in the chat.
Wow. So what you're trying to tell me is that you don't believe in the scientific method of what was taught in evolution. You don't believe that we come from monkeys. Is what you're saying?
So I actually teach science, and like the Big Bang, you had no idea what that is. You have no idea what evolution is either, because nobody teaches that we came from monkeys except ignoramuses and people with some sort of crazy cult agenda who don't want people to understand objective secular
Stop
science.
worrying about me. Let's
Only
talk about the
idiots who
fucking
don't know what
topic,
evolution
dummy.
is say things like what you just said.
Listen, I want you to explain to me, do you believe that we came from monkeys or not? It's pretty fucking simple. Stop talking about me or you lose. It's simple. The more you talk about me, the more you lose.
Not only do I not think we came from monkeys, nobody who actually knows what evolution says that.
So you're
People
saying
who
that
don't know what evolution is say that. Just like people who don't know what the Big Bang is say it was an explosion.
where
And then
are
when you
you
call them
getting
out
your-
on their idiotic
where-
bullshit and they realize that they're a
Okay,
fucking
time out.
idiot, they
Come on,
change
guys.
the subject to
here he goes
evolution.
attacking me again. There he goes. Hey, time out. Where did you get that information?
What
About what you
information?
believe, that we came from plebeians or whatever the fuck you said.
I didn't say anything even remotely
You
close
said
to
we
the
came
word
from Homo
plebeian at any
erectus.
point.
Now, where did you get that?
I never said
I've heard the term
plebeians.
Homo
So when you
erectus.
ask me
Because I
where
couldn't
did I
remember
get the
word Homo
information about
erectus,
plebeians,
bro.
I
You're
don't
not
know what you
keeping up.
mean.
Like it's simple. Where did you get the study that we came from Homo erectus? We evolved from Homo erectus.
What would be a source that you would trust? Do you know how science is done? You like. Sorry,
You just
did you hear
want
what
to
I said?
confuse people, bro. You can't answer anything straight. You're a confusion artist.
Because I
You're a
know that no
master-
matter what I say, you're just going to be like, oh, you just
You don't
believe
know
that, or
anything, and
oh,
what
you
are
just
is
read
a
it
little
in a
tool
book,
of
blah,
Satan,
blah,
and You're
blah.
confusing people because you're confused. All these
Nobody's
questions right
confused.
here,
You're
they have
confused
answers, and I
because
can
what you
answer
said
them
about
for
the
you,
Big
but
Bang
you
was
won't
wrong, and
fucking
what you said
speak
about
to me because
evolution
you're
is
annoying.
wrong. You're the confused one.
I'm just annoyed at you because you won't speak to me. You keep asking questions
That's
when I ask you
okay.
a straight question. You take personal jabs when I'm asking you about things. You will not speak about your own topics. This is crazy. You're crazy.
No, I actually don't think I'm crazy. So you want to know where I learned that humans come
Yes,
from
and
Homo
that's why I
erectus?
asked you the question, bro. Can you fucking like just answer the questions that I have?
I don't know exactly where I first heard that. Probably the book Before the Dawn, written by Nicholas Wade. But
Who the
it
fuck
could
is
have been in
Nicholas
one of
Wade?
the other books about evolution I've read. Maybe I learned it online. I don't remember.
And how old is that book? What year did that book come out?
Not very long ago. I don't know. I can
So
look it
why the
up.
fuck should
So
anybody
do you
read
think that we
modern
shouldn't
history
believe in
of a random
information?
fucking book from some
Lazarus,
scientist
just
that hasn't been around for thousands of years?
don't say a million things at once. Are you telling me that if a book is old, that means the older it is, the less we should trust it?
No, I think the older it is, the more we should trust it. Actually,
And it is really old then.
no, it's not.
Okay. How do you think? Can I ask a slightly different question, but I promise it's related to what we're talking about?
Yeah, you can talk a little faster, by the way, too. I'm not 5 years old, and I don't appreciate the condescending tone. All right,
Not
you can be a
being
normal human being.
condescending. I'm just asking that because
Well,
I don't
are.
want you to
You've been
think I'm
condescending the whole
changing the
time,
subject.
and that's why I'm annoyed with you. So we're having a displeasant conversation right now because you were jabbing
That's
at me
fine.
and attacking me and being an asshole, and
Yep.
it's pissed me off. So I want to not be condescending and let's just be peaceful with each other. Go ahead and ask me.
Cool. What do you think is the most objective way to do science?
The most objective way to do science would be through human experience. I mean, you have to do science. It's pretty simple. I don't understand what you mean by that.
Sure. Maybe that's not even the question I want to ask. What do you think is objectively the best way to learn something factual about the universe?
Again, through human experience and observation. I don't understand what you mean by that. Pretty simple,
Okay.
obvious question.
Yeah, no, I actually agree. So like, do you think that there is gravity in this universe, right?
I think yeah, I think there's gravity, sure.
But gravity is kind of it's actually the cause of curved space time. Like, Einstein figured that
Gravity is
out.
actually gravity is kind of subjective because it's unprovable, and that's the thing. I mean, that's the same as God. I mean, we could talk about God too. It's unprovable. I mean, you
I
can
don't know.
have a million people on this side say this or that about gravity, and a million people on this side say this or that about God, and then on the other side they'll say the exact opposite. It's unprovable, but yes, I believe in gravity.
Okay, cool. But like gravity and like relativity, these are like
Your
concepts
concept
that
is
aren't.
toxic as people do. Goddamn. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, I mean that's just what the internet is like, unfortunately. Um, these are like difficult abstract concepts that we can't see directly. I mean, we have figured out ways to test them. Or like atoms, right? Like I think that protons and neutrons and electrons exist, and there are certain atoms that make up all the elements, even though I've never seen them or anything, right?
Well, that's quantum. That's quantum science, of course.
Well, not exactly, but
It is. It is.
kind
Photons and
of.
electrons is 100% quantum mechanic. So,
Well, not the existence of them isn't, but if you want to try to understand things that they do, then it is. But anyways, so like I take it that you trust the process that has gotten us to the point where we understand that we have these things called subatomic particles that nobody can see, but we know all kinds of things about them, including their mass and certain properties and gravity and all this stuff too, right?
again, debatable and questionable as far as what is concrete and factual about said things. Um, that I would draw a line, maybe say it's possibly not what we've been told, but I agree that these things are in existence, yes.
Sure. So, like when it comes to the Big Bang, it wasn't the case that scientists made up the Big Bang and then tried to like fabricate a bunch of data that went along with it. Scientists had no clue what the universe really was like on the big scale and how it had changed over time. So the same science, the same scientific method and steps and rigor and data and all that, the exact same kind of steps that went into discovering gravity, relativity, atoms, all that stuff, is the exact same science that formed our understanding of evolution and the Big Bang.
Again, but you still haven't really answered my question. Do you believe, like, evolution? Do you believe in? I'm still confused what your definition of Homo erectus is. I mean, do we, because evolution had a pretty standard way of being taught. You say you're a science teacher, so I'm curious what your personal teachings are on evolution.
So I don't go too much into human evolution just because we don't always have all that much time for it. But evolution in the biological sense just means that species change over time, and over long enough periods of time, they change so much as to become different species.
Yeah, see, that's where it gets a little crazy for me, and that's where I'm going to have to draw a line. I definitely don't think we've come from different species. I can't see that being fathomable. It's not recorded in history. It's not recorded in any bone structures that we've ever found. It were not recorded in anything in all of history. What we have is chimpanzees and we have humans. There's nothing in between. There's no recorded anything of in between. There's no recorded history of anything from anything in between. We have bones from mutant human beings who were discarded. We have bones from people who were misformed and misshapen who didn't live too long that we have found that look arbitrary and close to something that could be considered ape, but it's not actually ape DNA. And these are things that have been looked into, so I'm curious why you're confused about that.
I'm not confused. I'm curious as to where you heard those conspiracy
Well, I
theories
mean,
because those aren't true.
where is your proof?
We have
Where
a
is your proof?
huge
Where
number
is
of
your proof?
transitional fossils for humans.
No, you no. Yes, that's human adaptation. That is not coming from species. You understand the difference between human
This
adaptation?
is a completely different
No,
species.
time out. No, that's listen. I'm not saying that's a human skull. Okay, I don't
Yeah,
know what
it's
the
not.
fuck
It's
that is. You can tell me
Australopithecus
whatever picture you want
afarensis.
to.
It's a completely different
Listen, I
species.
could show you 5,000 pictures too, and they could support my topic just as much, and that doesn't mean
No,
anything to
you
me. That's
can't though.
fine. That's fine, dude. You could be showing me an imp in literally chimpanzee goes up into
Well,
you
they're not.
near. Yeah, you're literally telling me that. I don't care where you're getting your info or where you're getting your like, dude. They look like apes.
You don't care
What are you talking
about
about? Like
data.
how?
You just reject the data.
What data? From who? What data from who? Whose skulls are those and where? And who found them and whose are they and where?
Richard Lenski discovered several
I
or
don't know
some of
anything
these.
about your
I know
picture.
that one
Your
off the
picture
top
is
of my
biased
head.
to me. I have no fucking feelings about your picture whatsoever, and you're not listening to my point, and that's fine.
So you're telling me that there could never be evidence that would persuade you, because here is
No,
the evidence, and
there will.
you
That's not
preloaded it
evidence of
with a
anything. That's
conspiracy
not
theory,
evidence
and
of
then you said you
literally
don't
anything.
care, and then you just
What are you
doubted
showing me?
the
What do you
objectives and
what do you think you're
the
showing me? What do you think you're showing me?
the
What do you
you
think you're
just
showing
doubted
me?
like the
Stop worrying
credentials
about
and the
me.
objectives of the
Stop.
people that
Listen,
discovered
stop
it.
about me. What do you think you're showing me?
These are extinct hominids. These are transitional human forms.
They're not transition. Who says who? Show me how that's a transitional human form.
So if you take the
It looks
traits
like
that
human skulls and ape skulls. Is what it looks like.
humans are apes.
No, we're not.
Tell me some of the things that make an ape what it is.
It was created to be what it was. What do you mean? It's an ape. It can swing
Tell
around.
me
It's
some of
bananas.
the things that make an ape what it is.
I just fucking did, bro, 3 times, and you wouldn't stop talking. You're pissing me off with your condescending bullshit. Can you fucking
Tell
talk
me-
to me like normal and stop talking over me with your question over and over when I'm answering it? You've got me triggered. Like, yeah, you think you win because you got me triggered?
That's
No,
great.
You don't.
What
It's
makes
fucking
an
annoying.
ape what it is?
I literally just told you, bro. They fucking swing from trees. They have inherent nature. They have an instinct. They have fucking hair on their body. Like, what do you fucking want me to tell you? This is stupid.
So we have ball and socket joints in our shoulders too. We have hair all over our bodies as
And
well.
that means nothing. So
We have
where's the
opposable
transitional
thumbs.
species
We have
from recent
forward-facing
history
eyes.
besides for
We have a
skulls that are all ape skulls and then all human skulls? Where's the
Humans are apes.
mass amounts of human history in the fucking ground of many civilizations that were transitioning throughout all of history? You can't fucking tell me because they don't exist. You got to be a
because
fool
this
to
happened
look at 5
many
different skulls
hundreds of
and tell me
thousands
this
of
is
years
the
ago.
proof. This is, hey, everybody, this is the proof. These are some ape skulls up top, and these are some weird-ass human skulls at the bottom. That's proof. No,
Okay,
5
Lazarus.
skulls are not proof of shit. There will be civilizations.
No,
Millions
they are
of them.
proof.
You're fucking crazy, bro.
I'm not crazy, Lazarus.
You are
So,
crazy. That's why you keep trying to fucking bait me into these bullshit arguments.
okay.
Show
So
me-
if humans did,
show me
Lazarus,
these skulls and
if
human
humans
skulls the
did
same.
evolve, what
There's
would
like
the
5
evidence
skulls
look
right
like?
there, bro? Do you know humanity is like billions of humans? Like billions of humans, and we can fucking trace things back thousands of years. Don't you think there'd be a little bit more proof than 5 skulls, bro?
One,
Are you
two,
fucking-
three,
are you
four,
serious?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
Why am I so
12,
emotional? Because
13.
I
more than
believe in
5.
shit. That's why. Because I believe in things, and I'm not sitting there
Lazarus,
trying to
can I
compete
please
with
ask you a
people on the
question?
internet. Acting like this man's literally. He started saying, "Hey, are you a scientist?" And he's not a fucking scientist. Like, what? Are you crazy, bro? You're the one bringing up the topics, dude. And not to mention, all you want to do is attack me the whole time. No wonder why I'm pissed, because you're fucking annoying trying to attack me while you can't even defend your own fucking points. It's ridiculous. 5 skulls do not make human transition, all right?
There are 14
Civilization
skulls
would
up
prove
here.
that. You can't prove it because it's fucking bullshit.
Okay, so if humans did evolve, what would the evidence look like?
You have no facts. If humans, no, like, again, humans will never evolve. We will adapt.
Okay. Answer the question. You're muted. You have to unmute yourself and answer the question.
Excuse me?
I muted you because you didn't answer the question. You started talking about something else. If
Human
humans
adaptation,
evolved,
not
what
human
would the
adaptation.
evidence look like?
It's 2 different things, and that's what you're not comprehending. We do adapt based on our behavior. Humanity can adapt. Our bodies can be bigger, or smaller, or wider.
I would
or
actually
longer.
like to talk about adaptation right after we do
Doesn't make us
this.
non-human,
Okay.
bro.
If humans evolved, what would the evidence look like?
Again, I'm not going to go along with your agreement on evolution because you believe in trans-species evolution and I do not. And I'm not going to fucking give you an example of that. I'm going to give you an example of
So
adaptation.
you're telling me that you don't. So what
No,
I've heard you
listen,
say
you're-
is
you're not
there
listening.
can't
You're
be
not listening to
evidence.
me.
You're not
No, you're-
open-minded about it. You're closed-minded about it. The
Closed-minded.
evidence will
So
never,
fucking
ever,
funny. I
ever
literally
matter
know
to you
quantum
because you
mechanics.
already
I
have the
fucking read
conclusion made up. So you refuse to participate in a discussion about what the evidence would look like, to weed out your ideas versus my ideas, because you know that you can't win that argument, because you know that the evidence is staring at you right in the face, and you cannot reckon with it. So now you just do all this angry stuff.
I'm angry because you're a little fucking weasel, and I want to fucking slap you. That's why I'm angry. Okay?
Oh, that's an
you're a
ad
little
hominem
weasel,
attack,
and,
but okay.
and you think you're better than people, and you're not. Just like your evolution, you're wrong. And yeah, maybe I'm wrong for being mad at you, but I'm mad at little weasels. I don't like people like you. Okay. So yes, I'm gonna get a little bit triggered when you fucking treat me like I'm an idiot when I know way more than you do, and you're telling me
you don't know more than I do. Not about anything we've talked about so far. I've read a lot of literature about evolution. You haven't.
You're a fool. You need Jesus Christ. You're a fool. And good luck with that.
Okay. So what would you say? You said adaptation earlier. So what would you say adaptation? Oh, he rage quitted. That was so unbelievably funny.